And this has been a separate site that pulls all the content around any kind of jobs that are coming up. So this is basically a really simple job board. Now, this is just a collection, so this is a way for people to go look. And you can see H Careers is pushing jobs out. There's major job boards that are finding ways. Career Builder, they're taking their content on their boards and they're pushing out this content onto Twitter for you as an added value service that they may charge for one day, we'll see, to help increase the amount of views that your job posting's having. So you can see here what they've done. Career Builder's posted the job out here. This tiny URL will directly go back to the Career Builder site, and everyone is doing this, right? So every single one of these posts are job postings to go drive them back to a web page. And what's absolutely critical about anything you take here from today is all these applications are important, but from you as a recruiter, an HR professional, an employment branding specialist, is to use Twitter as a function, as a tool to basically bring awareness to what you're doing, but mostly it's being used as a tool to go redirect traffic to key sites and likely your website, and that's the best way to do it. So anytime we have a blog post, we drive it back. And this is very similar in the world of recruiting, is if you were going to go and essentially go build out an employment brand strategy and go build a careers website, you should be finding ways to go consistently use Twitter to go drive visitors back to your careers website. The impact on this is substantial, and it's substantial when you start building followings of numerous and thousands of people. It takes time, but certainly there's some best practices around going out and building your network. TwitHire is another one. So TwitHire is, again, it's a job posting service that you can actually go post jobs to. So they really this is more of a software side, so you can see all the job postings. I want to look for design jobs. TwitHire has allowed you to go post jobs out there as far as design jobs, programming jobs. Here you'll find the software developers. You can see Electronic Arts uses the site often. Let's see anybody else here. A lot of independent recruiters. And then you've got others, so kind of the uncategorized stuff, which is, pipe fitters, for example. So they really kind of try to focus it on design and programming. Now, these are a job board. Now, you don't have to for you to get traffic to your postings, you don't have to go post on TwitHire. You can go build your own Twitter page and just start tweeting on your open job postings. So, whoops. All right. So, as I go through here a couple more, I'm just looking at my time here, so about half past. There's a couple of tools that can be used to manage all this, because you don't have all day to sit at your desk and to log into all these applications and sit there and watch real time. So what you want to do is you want to be able to get quickly updated when key conversations. So again, imagine now you got your magic phone, but you don't have 24 hours a day to sit and listen to the magic phone. So I guess the best analogy I can provide you is what these do is, imagine you had a beeper, for example, or a pager on you, and you told that pager and the magic phone to page you every single time there was people talking about a very, very specific topic. And TwitBeep and Tweet Later, well, TwitBeep, for example, number one, what it allows you to do is you log in and you basically get as much as even hourly updates on conversations that are happening. So this has got a lot of value. You want to follow what people are saying about your brand. This is a great way for marketing and employment branding, for that matter. If you've got a large organization and you want to know if people are saying good or negative things about you as an employer, tools like this are great to kind of categorize and listen to what's going on the web. So if you want to talk to that, TweetBeep obviously updates you on keywords. Tweet Later is a great tool as well. So if you've got a numerous campaigns, and again, you don't have all day long to sit in Twitter. And this is the biggest complaint, is some people actually do spend all day on Twitter, marketers, recruiters, and so forth. But what I would recommend is to look at some of these tools to go better manage your activity on Twitter. So Tweet Later basically is, it's pretty simple, productivity tools for busy tweeple. So what you can do is actually schedule your tweets. So if you had numerous job postings, or let's say you had 5 open vacancies within your company, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to have to go consistently and retweet and retype your feed. So what you can actually go do is sign up for Tweet Later, and you can say, okay, I want to promote the marketing job, the controller I'm trying to hire, the 2 technicians, the store manager, the frontline assistant cashiers that I need. And you can actually put them all in a Tweet Later and set a schedule so they consistently go and retweet for you. Because what is important is after 2 or 3 days, and even after, I mean, theoretically almost after a couple hours, your tweet gets buried. So it's no longer fresh, it's no longer news, and your ability to drive traffic to that is going to dramatically drop. So what you want to make sure that you're doing is you're consistently updating your tweets, especially for job postings when you're trying to go promote things. So Tweet Later is a great tool for you to go automatically go repost your jobs and drive those candidates back to your careers site or job posting wherever it is on the web. Tech Hit, now I haven't tried this. This is actually a tool that I just recently came across, and it's interesting because what it allows you to do is actually integrate Twitter with your Outlook. Now, many of your organizations will likely have IT protocols in place that won't allow you to go put this into your Outlook tool, but if it does, it may be of value. And what it does is it's fairly simple. What it essentially allows you to do is manage all your tweeting activity from within your Outlook, right? So you can see that when you download it, you get this extra bar that shows up, and everything comes in through here so you can see exactly what's going on, and it's an easier way to organize it instead of having numerous and more applications to log into. And LinkedIn's got a similar tool as this, so you can essentially go manage your Twitter and LinkedIn accounts directly from your Outlook if you've got the ability to go download the applications from IT. So a couple of things I want to speak with, and really specifically, I mean, I've tried to give you, there is, the reality is there's hundreds of different applications that have been built for Twitter that you can use across the web. And some are better than others. I've picked a few here because I think they're the simplest to use and the least time consuming.
My inbox is not working yet.
On what can be used. A couple things about your Twitter page. You've got to tell people you are on Twitter, and what I mean by that is you've got to have it. You've got to have it on your website, on your careers page. If you're an organization that has the ability to go let people know and use Twitter as a real marketing tool, then you want to make sure people know. So there's a couple different ways to let them know. One is, again, put it on your careers website. Make it part of your application process. If they've got the ability at the end of their application to say, do you want to follow us on Twitter? Click here to follow us on Twitter. And all that is just a button that's linking to your Twitter page. Great ways to build followers. If you've got a blog, this is a fantastic way to leverage it. And probably from a marketing perspective and from a recruiting perspective, our best use is having consistent job postings and dynamic content that's going up. And if you've got a blog, you've got a great ability to consistently go update your blog every day, use Twitter to go drive traffic to that blog, or in more of a recruiter perspective, use your Twitter page and your blog, i.e. your job board, is a great way to consider how you're gonna consistently go and drive out interest. Email signature promotions. So if your organization, so everyone in our organization has our Twitter URL at the bottom of their email signature, and it helps with driving followers. Twitter promotion and other networks. So using Facebook to go promote your Twitter page, using LinkedIn to go promote your Twitter page. If any of you are still using MySpace, I'd be surprised if anyone is, and again, that's another social network to go use here. So not just thinking as Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn as silos, but actually trying to go mesh them together, because different audiences will want different content. And Twitter could be, in fact, a tool to go promote your Facebook page. And so thinking about it as not as separate silos, but actually to go and use them in conjunction with each other. And what I've seen more and more, we've got it here, our organization, but we've got our Twitter page on every one of our business cards. And I've seen more and more companies start to go do this with their clients. Because it's easier for somebody to go follow you on Twitter and stay up to date than it is to go sign up for a newsletter or go to your site and log in with a bunch of information. And sometimes you don't have the ability to follow up with every single person that gets a handle on your business cards. So it's a great way to connect with them that way. Now, I'm going to kind of finish this up here right on time, about 35 minutes. So a couple things from our perspective. talk to us. We're obviously always interested in having conversations around how social media can be better used, how our RPO solutions can solve your recruiting efforts in either a project base if you're going through seasonal hiring, or you've got too many vacancies on your plate. We can certainly help you with that. Sign up for our blog. We're updating on almost a bi-daily basis of content about recruiting, about social media, about the retail industry, about best practices and so forth. So that's certainly a way to connect with us. And if you connect with us through Twitter, a lot of that content will be driving you back to our blog. We've got a contact us form, but also you can just sign up with us on our site for more info. So what I want to do now is just kind of lead into Q&A, and the reason I want to finish this presentation a little bit earlier is we were totally overwhelmed last presentation with the number of questions that came in. So I wanted to make sure we had enough time to go through them. And I've actually got Sue here with me, supporting me through the questions. So we've got a list of questions that we'll just start going through here. So the first question is do you know how Twitter job search picks up tweets? Our go-to job board account isn't getting picked up by them. Great question. Let's have a look. So it looks like, let's see here. So to answer that question, to pop up here right away. They could actually be, it looks like it's an RSS feed, so they're picking up RSS feeds, but it looks as if you almost have to subscribe to them. Seeing here if the source code is going to allow this. So my best answer to that question on the fly here is I'm not sure, but it looks as